All right, I'm going to review three compound probability questions that you guys have seen recently. These ones seem to have the most questions. The first one dealt with the three pennies. And one of the easiest ways, if we've got more than two possible outcomes, is to use a tree. So I'm going to set up a tree to solve this problem. I have my first penny, and when I flip my first penny, which I'm marking in blue, I could get heads or I could get tails. Then I got to flip my second penny, and I'm going to list all the outcomes. After my heads, I could get heads or tails with the first penny. And then after flipping that first penny, I could get heads or tails again. Okay. Now I've got that third penny to flip. I flip that third penny, I could get heads again or tails, heads again or tails, heads again or tails, heads or tails. Okay, so you can see all the different possibilities. I could get heads, heads, and heads. That's one possibility. I could get tails, heads, heads. That's another possibility. I could get heads, tails, and tails. Another possibility. So all my possible outcomes are at the very end of my tree. I could get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 possible outcomes. We did talk about the fundamental counting theorem in class. You could multiply each of the individual outcomes. 2 times 2 times 2 to get the possible outcomes that way as well. And you'd come up with 8. All right, let's look at the second question. This has to do with a truck and how many four-wheel drive short bed options are there. So I start here. I make a decision. I could possibly get a standard truck. And then there's two-wheel drive or four-wheel drive. Well, I care about four-wheel drive, right? So I'm going this way, and then I want short bed options. So after four-wheel drive, I can get a regular cab short bed here. I could get a king cab short bed here. So there's two options there. But what if I got automatic? Well, I need four-wheel drive, so I got to go down here. I could get this four-wheel drive option, and after choosing a cab or getting a regular king cab, there is a short bed option, regular cab short bed, and king cab short bed. Okay, so there are 1, 2, 3, 4 possible options offered at four-wheel drive and short bed. The third question talks about the spinner, and I'm looking for three events. The probability of getting red and odd and 3. So let me write down what they're asking. I want to know the probability of getting red and the probability of getting odd number and the probability of getting a 3. So first I need to calculate each individual probability. Okay, the probability of getting red, there's 1 out of 6. The probability of getting odd, there are 1, 2, 3 possibilities out of 6. And the probability of getting a 3, there is 1 possibility out of 6. Okay. So what I want to do, because I've got the and here, calculating the probability of getting each of these 3 items in sequence, I'm going to multiply our individual probabilities together. 1/6 times 3/6 times 1/6. I multiply across the top for the numerators, that's going to equal 3. I multiply across the bottom for the denominators, so that's 6 times 6, which is 36, times 6, which is 216. So the probability of getting the red and odd and 3 is 3 out of 216. And I don't see that as an option, so we need to simplify this fraction. I can factor out a 3, and if I factor out a 3 of 216, it becomes 72. Okay, 72. So the answer is 1/72. All right, hopefully that helps.